afternoon. I know that you can't see us unless you were to turn Ted's cam this way, and we'll stand so close to the fence if you need to see us. But it's been an interesting day here with bear activity. Ted's Big Adventure. We talked about that at 12:30. Ted decided to take a walkabout, and he went a little bit farther than I think he anticipated, but who knows what he was thinking. Perhaps yesterday when we couldn't find Holly, she was marking in the mid part of the forested area, or wooded area here. Only we thought to take a little walk. And when he takes his little walk every once in a while, he gets a little confused back there, and we just have to go back and bring him forward. And how we do that is we just start calling his name, and then we listen. And we call his name, and we listen. And once we get his attention, he starts doing his little routine. And when he does that, he actually has a very good opportunity then to follow our voices. And once he sees us, he's all set. So then he'll relax a little bit, and he takes a little rest, and I just hang out back there with him and rest and keep talking to him. And eventually he comes back. Now, we did do something that we have done in the past. We will bring him in through the man gate in the back, and that eliminates almost 100 yards of walking that he has to do. So we do allow him to come through the man gate. It's just simpler for him and easier for him to walk. So we take good care of our big guy, and at 22 years of age, we want him to live well into his 30s and help us with, at some point in the near future, to raise cubs. So that's our big story about Ted today. All the bears, as JT said, are in their enclosures in preparation for reconstruction of the pond tomorrow. That's going to be tricky until we get everything under control here, but we'll manage it and we'll get it taken care of. So I wanted to start answering questions for everyone. So one of the questions was, will Lucky be able to take his bear ball in the enclosure when work begins? That particular ball has been behind the bunker for a couple years. Holly had it, and then Tasha had it. Lucky just found it, and he's been playing with it. I brought it out to the mound area on Friday, and he was playing it with it there. So yes, we have some that aren't quite deflated, and he'll get one for his enclosure. So it's something that he likes to play with. And also, he does like to play with logs, so we'll be putting in another couple of logs for him to be able to throw around, too. The next question, could there be mulch put in Ted's corner? Well, I think you saw that we did that today. We had some volunteers drive down to Virginia and pick them up, and Ted has a nice area now to walk, and we'll be putting a little bit more in. Probably midweek or so when I can get down to Virginia to get some. Ted is also going to get some Class 5 material. We'll be putting that in probably after construction of the pond is over with, so the big machinery doesn't scare him. But, that's your answer for the mulch. Did Lucky eat his mango? I'm not sure if Lucky did get the mango or not. But Tasha ate hers and Ted ate his. Holly and Lucky are a little bit more fussy about their foods. Their likes and dislikes are more exact than Ted and Tasha. Although everybody knows that Tasha does eat oranges and nobody else does here. One of the questions is, do the bears ever try new fruits and vegetables? Well, sometimes if they're donated, they do. But I have a set nutrition plan for each bear, and we adjust it to their needs. It's important for us to watch their weight gains, but more important, it's to feed them healthy. So we don't give them anything that could be considered something that they either wouldn't like, that would be a waste of money for our budget. But we pretty much stick with, right now we stick with apples, grapes, watermelon. They like that. And then as it gets further into the summer, they get blackberries. We've had strawberries for Ted. Those have been on sale. So things that are berry related, they do like. Also, we can't replicate what's in the forest. So if they're when the choke cherries and pin cherries get ripe, they love them, and people bring them into us for the bears to eat. Is it normal for females to have more than 2 or 3 cubs in one birth? The normality in this area is usually 3 cubs, and we do have this year reported 2 sets of 4 cubs being in the area. One out by Dr. Rogers, and one in the eastern part of the territories. So we know of that, and we do know of one bear that was not a clan bear that had 5 about 3 years ago. But she was not a clan bear. How are the interns settling in? Well, I think that everyone has noticed how well the interns are doing. They have just been here 1 week, and they've taken over the behind-the-scenes programs from us. They're doing the critter time. They're cleaning dens. They're talking to the bears and getting to know all the bears. And yes, each one has picked a favorite, and Holly is on that list, so it is amazing. But of course, everyone loves Ted. So that's your answer, guys. For the rest of the answer about the clan bears, females do have 6 mammary glands, so they can produce milk to sustain 4 cubs or 5 cubs. They just get very skinny very fast. Can you share any particular things about our bears that would that are different from the wild bears? Well, I only know each of our bears' personalities and a few of the wild bears from Dr. Rogers. But one of the things, Lucky likes to be told he's handsome, and he loves to be talked to, but he doesn't like to be touched. So he is one of the bears that none of the bears really like to be touched a lot, but he does like to be talked to. Excuse me. Let me see. Lucky likes eggs, and that's one of the things that they can tell him that they have for him when he doesn't want to come in the mornings. Says, "Hey, Lucky, we got your egg," and he will follow people in usually just to get his egg. He actually drools when he gets it. Tasha likes to rock herself in her water bowl, and that's one of the things that we enjoy watching because she's a hoot when she does it. She likes to also, sometimes when she's going to sleep, she'll make the chumming sound of a cub and suck on her paw. I've seen adult bears do that, though, too. Holly loves when Heidi visits her and gives her a back rub. We both do that. We're the only ones that touch Holly, and we're probably the only ones she allows to do that to. She's pretty sensitive right now and has been very stressed the last few days. Another question that was asked was about Lucky being in the small bunker. He probably didn't like particularly having his den cleaned out, but it's something that we have to do. Removing all the straw prevents the dermatitis parasite. It's a parasite that eats the bear's fur, and we clean out the cabins and we clean out the dens, the bunkers, so this does not happen, and we can keep that away from our bears. So that's why we always take the straw out of the dens. I have another question here about the wild bears that I talked about that are in the area. The wild bears have been dispersed by their mom, and they are out on the trail. We had a visit from a young one yesterday. One of the yearlings was actually over in the picnic area. We went out and we just clapped our hands and it ran away. but then it went up to see what the interns were doing up by the bunkers, and they got to see their first wild bear. So it was very interesting to them, and the bear just watched them, and then it ran away. So I hope I've answered all of the questions. If I haven't, just send them back to me, and I'll try to answer them, and I'll answer everything online within the next day or so. Tomorrow's probably going to be a busy day, but I will try to get it done tomorrow. So I'm going to give this back to JT, but I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and keep your questions coming. It keeps me busy the whole day. So here's JT. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. We appreciate it. It was a long list, but it just shows that, we do want to respond to you folks online. And, again, she'll be answering questions again a week from today after 4:30 broadcast. Just put your questions on our Facebook page called North American Bear Center, our Facebook page. Question for Sharon. And she will answer them, but we could be a little busy. And, of course, the pond cam is the cam you want to watch for the pond restoration project. That is the cam that can pan, tilt, and zoom that whole area. They will have to bring in equipment from the, as you look at the pond, it would be from the right, from the food shed side, like they have done in the past. So the big equipment will come from the right. Which is typically the way the bears come, from the right. So again, I'm just estimating a start time tomorrow, somewhere between 8 and 9. I don't have an actual start time, but you can always check in tomorrow, and you folks will have a first-hand look at what happens, even a better opportunity to see what goes on than those of us here at the Bear Center, because, of course, we have visitors, and we have to attend to visitors inside the building as well. All our programs, all our behind-the-scene tours will continue. Our critter times will continue inside the building, and so there's no change other than the bears will have to be in their enclosures. And of course, keep in mind that's for the safety of the bears and the construction workers. So I'm going to be tuning out here, and I want to thank you all for participating in Sharon's Q&A. And we will be back on mic tomorrow at 12:30 and 4:30. And on Tuesday, our number 6 intern will be arriving her first day. Her name is Kim, and she comes from the state of Michigan. So we will be training her, and then we will have all 6 for this summer. Thank you very much.